Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and today in this video I'm going to share with you my top tips for studying new foreign language. Maybe you have been studying the foreign language for a while or you're just starting. Those tips are going to help your studying process. So a little bit of background about myself. My native language is Russian. English is my second language. I used to learn French and when I was in secondary school, and I used to learn Spanish when I was in high school, and in my second year of university I started to learn Mandarin. So I do have a background of learning lots of different foreign languages, plus I do have a teacher's background. I used to teach English to the ESL students, so I'm going to share my tips from those two perspectives of being myself as a student and being a teacher as well. Okay, my first tip is that I think this tip can actually help you and any new skill you're trying to gain, is that you have to learn and practice, in our case, a new foreign language on a regular basis. Even 10 or 15 minutes per day can help your learning and studying process, but you have to do it every day. It doesn't matter, you can start in the morning, you can study during the day, in the evening time when you come back home from work. I know some of the language apps, for example, like Duolingo, you can set up notifications and you're going to see on your phone like it's time to study, it's time to practice, because practice makes progress. I'm not saying that you have to study and practice 1 hour every single day. I mean, if you want, you can do that, but it's not necessary. At least you do it every day and you practice it every day. The second tip is try to combine this studying process with a pleasure. What I mean by that, you can watch different movies in the language you are trying to learn, but please watch those movies with the subtitles, and subtitles must be in the language you are trying to learn. For example, I'm Russian, and if I want to learn English, I'm going to watch movie in English with English subtitles, not like Russian movie with English subtitles, not English movie with a Russian subtitle. That's not going to work. Please don't do that. It's not going to help you, and you're not going to benefit from this way of studying, from this way of practicing language. You have to watch the movie with the subtitles in the language you are trying to learn. You can also read the books, you can listen to music, listen to the audio books, because some of us, we do learn better from the visual, from the images, from the videos, but some people, they learn better and they understand more when they listen to something, right? When they listen to music, when they listen to audio books, you can listen to the podcast, you can watch news. Combine all those types of activities, like pleasure activities, watching movies and reading the books, with the learning process, because you're going to benefit from this as well. My third tip is that try to use the cue cards when you're learning the new words, when you're expanding your vocabulary. For example, let's say English is your native language and you want to learn French. Let's take a cue card and on one side write the French word and on another side write an English word, the translation of it. But it's very important that you write all possible translations of the word, all possible meanings. Plus, it's important that you also write the phrases or sentences where this word can be used. It will help you to feel the language, not just to translate word by word, but to understand the whole meaning when you see this word in a context. Let's move to my fourth tip. You have to set up all your goals and try to achieve them. Yes, it also applies to the languages. For example, what your goals can be. Say you're right now an intermediate student and you want to move to upper intermediate level, and you set up a goal that within the next 3 or 4 months you are going to achieve this upper intermediate level, and you write the list of topic, grammar points, and all other things which you need to know for the upper intermediate level. So you need to write it down. Maybe you want to expand your vocabulary, so you can set up a goal to know and memorize 200 new words and to understand where to use them. Maybe you want to watch 4 movies per month, and every Saturday, every weekend you are going to watch a movie in a foreign language. The same applies to the books, like read minimum 1 book per month in a foreign language. Even like short stories would count. Maybe set up a goal for yourself that every month I need to have minimum 10 classes with a tutor, with a teacher to practice my language. So 10 classes per month. It's approximately 2 to 3 times per week. You're going to meet with a tutor and you're going to practice your language. So be more specific, not just like I want to improve level of my language, but you have to be specific. What exactly do you want? You decide it by yourself and you set up your goals by yourself and try to achieve them. Number 5, if you decide to learn a new language by yourself, you can buy a grammar book, but please buy it with the exercises and answer keys. Plus, you can buy different books. You can buy short stories, you can buy fiction books according to your language level. And it's important when you start doing the exercises in the grammar book, please don't skip them. Sometimes some of the students, they start the grammar book and they skip certain exercises because they think they know the topic. Please don't skip them and do them exactly in the order which they are in the book. The way you do the exercises, so you do the exercise, you go to the answer key and you check and you mark yourself, have you done any mistakes or not? If everything is correct, you can move to the next topic. But if not, work on your mistakes. For example, you made 2 or 3 mistakes, try to close the book and redo those exercises and see if you have done those mistakes again. So you can try to find 2 to 3 different sentences online somewhere just to do those exercises so you can practice those mistakes again. Maybe 2 weeks after, or 1 month after, you can do the review of those mistakes you have made. You can go back and redo those exercises where you made the mistake. So it's very important to work on your mistakes and don't skip the exercises. Don't cheat, just do the exercises which are in your grammar booklet. Next tip is sometimes if you learn a new language by yourself, it's very hard to work on pronunciation, practice the speaking, but I do recommend you to listen more to the different audiobooks and watch different movies and try to copy them, the way they say, the way they pronounce the words. Sometimes you can also find the people in your city or online who have those speaking clubs with whom you can practice. You don't need to spend lots of money on this. There are certain apps, for example, Hello Talk app, where you can talk and where you can practice with native speakers as well. There are certain dictionaries online where you can actually play the right pronunciation of the words. It's very convenient that nowadays the technologies can help us and they can help us to improve our speaking and our pronunciation. And trust me, there are lots of other people who are also learning new languages, and just try to contact them, practice the language with real people. The next tip is that try to study, enjoy. Try to enjoy the process of learning a new language. Try not to do it when you feel like it's boring, you don't want to do it, you don't like it. It doesn't mean that you have to stop learning this new language. It just sometimes means that you maybe need to change the activities and maybe you need to change the way you study this language. For example, you're tired of grammar exercises. Okay, switch to another activity. You can watch a movie, because when you watch a movie with subtitles, you can actually see the grammatical structure on the screen, how the sentence was built. Try to change the activity if you feel that it's very boring and you don't like it. And again, as I've said earlier, don't force yourself if you don't want to do it. You need to find the reason for yourself why you want to learn this foreign language. Are you planning to learn it because you want to move and travel to different country, or it's the business purpose? Are you planning to take the exams? So you clearly need to know why you want to learn this language, and it's going to help you to move forward even if it becomes very boring. You already know your goal and the reason why you study this foreign language, which is going to motivate you and which is going to push you forward, not to stop. My next tip is that you should have a philosophical attitude towards making a mistake, and it's totally okay when you do make a mistake. I know the main problem of majority of students is that they cannot speak, especially they cannot speak when they travel, they cannot speak to the native speakers. Why? Because they're afraid that they're going to make mistakes. They're afraid of not being perfect. We learn from mistakes, and nobody's going to judge you if you make mistakes. You are learning. You are in the learning process, and it's totally fine. So please understand that we learn from mistakes, and it's perfect when we make mistakes. And my last tip is that it's better not to register for those general online courses, and I can explain you why. I'm not saying that those group classes are bad, but if you're a newcomer, if you're just starting to learn a new language, I don't recommend you to sign up for those group classes, which they're not for all. And it's important when you just starting learning a new language, you need to have a teacher, a tutor who can give you this fundamental knowledge of the language. And then of course later on you can sign up for group classes, you can study with other students, you can practice the speaking as well. But at the beginning, I do encourage you not to sign up for those classes for everyone, because you're not going to benefit from them a lot. If you're upper intermediate advanced student, of course you can sign up for those classes, but if you're just starting or if you're a beginner student, don't sign up for those classes for everyone. They're too general. Okay, so those were my top tips which you need to know if you need to consider if you're studying or you're planning to study a new and foreign language. So quickly summarizing all the points, so it's very important to practice daily on everyday basis. You have to set up your goals, combine the studying process with a pleasure, watch movies, read books. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Use different mobile apps. Technologists can help you and technologists can navigate you towards learning new language. If you have any questions, you can write them below, or maybe if you want me to expand and give you more tips on how to learn a new language, you can also write it below. And thank you again for watching, and I see you next week. Bye bye.